The Kingdom of Jerusalem, determined to defend its hold on the Holy Land, gathers a formidable force of 9,200 Crusader knights. Among them are the elite warriors of the Templar and Hospitaller orders, renowned for their discipline and battlefield prowess. Supporting them are a mix of archers, crossbowmen, axemen, and spearmen, drawn from the ranks of devout pilgrims and seasoned warriors alike. This army has but one goal: to stand against the advancing Saracen forces and secure Jerusalem's dominance. Meanwhile, in the vast desert beyond, the Fatimid Caliphate has mustered a grand force of 11,600 men, determined to drive the Crusaders from their land once and for all. The Saracen army is swift, mobile, and versatile, consisting of a balanced mix of light and heavy cavalry, missile troops, and melee infantry. They lay in wait among the sand dunes, prepared to counter the advancing Crusader force with a strategy honed through years of desert warfare. As the Crusader army marches forward, dust rises into the air, announcing their approach. The moment of battle draws near. With the two armies now within range, the Crusader crossbowmen take position and unleash the first barrage of deadly bolts. Their superior accuracy and range quickly become evident as Saracen archers fall one by one under the withering hail of fire. The Saracen archers return fire, but the heavily armored Crusader units withstand the assault better than their lightly armored foes. As the skirmish phase intensifies, the second rank of Jerusalem's archers moves forward, reinforcing the attack. The main Crusader infantry also advances to provide support, allowing their ranged troops to press the advantage. Sensing their archers are suffering heavy losses, the Saracens prepare to counter. From the dunes, a swift detachment of light Arabian cavalry suddenly emerges, charging straight for the Crusader crossbowmen. The lightning-fast assault catches them off guard, and chaos erupts in the ranks. Before the Saracens can fully exploit their momentum, a unit of Templar knights thunders onto the battlefield, intercepting the enemy horsemen. Heavy pilgrim spearmen also arrive, their long spears bracing against the enemy charge. The counterattack is swift and brutal. The Saracen cavalry is repelled. However, instead of retreating completely, the cavalry quickly wheels around and targets another group of Crusader archers, hoping to deal further damage. A loud horn sounds across the battlefield, the signal for the Hospitaller Knights to enter the fray. Their arrival turns the tide, but not before the Crusader archers suffer significant casualties. With the enemy cavalry finally driven off, the Crusaders prepare to launch an offensive of their own. Hours after the initial skirmishes, the Templars and Hospitallers rally for an assault on the Saracen left flank. Their armored steeds thunder across the battlefield as they clash with the enemy lines, cutting through the Saracens with devastating force. Realizing the severity of the assault, the Fatimid general quickly orders reinforcements from the right flank to rush to their aid. The Jerusalem Knights find themselves encircled, and despite their skill in battle, the overwhelming numbers begin to take their toll. The Crusader army seizes this opportunity. With the Saracen right flank now weakened, the main force advances to press the attack. The Knights, realizing they are too far from the main army and unsupported, begin a fighting retreat. Though they have inflicted heavy casualties on the Saracen flank, they must now fall back before they are entirely overwhelmed. Seeing an opportunity, the Crusaders launch a fresh assault on the enemy right flank, aiming to break the Saracen formation completely. The time for skirmishing is over. Both armies commit fully to battle. Jerusalem's heavy infantry surges forward, engaging the Saracen front lines in brutal melee combat. The Crusader heavy spearmen, stationed on the left flank, hold firm against the remaining Saracen cavalry, preventing them from flanking the army. In the center, the fighting is fierce. The Saracens, though suffering losses, stand their ground, refusing to be pushed back. On the Crusader left flank, the Arabian cavalry makes another attempt to break through, but the stubborn defense of the spearmen forces them to withdraw temporarily. Determined not to give up the flank, the Saracen archers concentrate their fire on the spearmen, hoping to weaken them before the cavalry charges again. However, the Crusaders counter by reinforcing with another pilgrim spear unit, while their archers return fire, disrupting the enemy formation. On the Crusader right flank, the Fatimid general, accompanied by his elite bodyguards, charges directly into the Crusader crossbowmen, hoping to rout them and flank the army from behind. The Templar knights, seeing the threat, immediately respond, charging into the enemy cavalry with incredible force. The clash is decisive. The elite Saracen ranged infantry is shattered by the Templar assault, and the Fatimid cavalry finds itself surrounded. On the left flank, the Saracens make one final push against the Crusader spearmen, but the Crusaders stand firm, refusing to yield. With both flanks secure, the Crusaders seize the moment. The entire army encircles the enemy, cutting off any hope of retreat. As the realization dawns upon the Saracen soldiers, panic spreads through their ranks. The army, now trapped, begins to break apart in a mass rout. Seeing their forces crumble, the Fatimid general and his remaining cavalry attempt to escape, but many are cut down as they flee. The desert sands are soon littered with the fallen as the Crusaders pursue the fleeing troops, ensuring their victory is absolute. The battle is won. The Kingdom of Jerusalem has successfully defended its hold on the Holy Land, forcing the Fatimid forces into a disastrous retreat. Though the Crusader army has suffered losses, their determination and battlefield prowess have secured their dominance. With their victory sealed, the Crusaders return to Jerusalem, their banners waving high, knowing they have preserved their place in history. For now.